Hi and welcome to Scott's Inverts. I'm Scott. You're gonna see some inverts in this video because we are off to the butterfly farm in Stratford. Their links will be down in the description. It is absolutely awesome. We try and get there at least once a year. They're not too far away from where I live either, so a little bit privileged. Plus, we know Mark, one of the managers there, and in this video, we go also hook up with him about halfway through the video, have an interview, find out a little bit about the history behind the butterfly farm, as well as going over to see where all the cocoons are, the emergence case, and everything else. This one has it all.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, yeah. Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause some pain, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
So we're at the butterfly farm in Stratford. Brought the kids over. It is absolutely incredible. We are going to go and have a word, have a little chat with Mark, one of the managers here, in a short while. And he's going to show us around the catalysts and explain exactly where the butterflies are kind of bred, and then also the catalyst, or the cocoon's cocoon, basically where all the catalysts or the cocoons are, what they do, and then how they release them into here. We're just coming past, probably just seen, huge koi pond, which is absolutely beautiful. But in here, there is so much going on. It's really difficult to try and get every single bit of butterfly on camera. But we do have, there is a colony of leafcutter ants in here. And just look, this is absolutely awesome. Look at these guys. So they are free range inside here, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And their twig that they're going up goes all the way through there and all the way in there. And I do see some little birds in there as well. I don't know what species they are, but look at the leafcutter ants. Literally right next to them. That is absolutely amazing. Another little butterflies, you know what I mean? You kind of get them on camera for about 2 seconds and then they disappear.
Feed on pollen, but they can't eat it. So when they put their proboscis down into the flowers, the pollen sticks to their tongue.
I'm with Mark, one of the managers at the butterfly farm. Mark, how did it start?
So we've just celebrated our 40th anniversary this few weeks ago now. So we've been here for 40 years, and the farm has sort of, or the way the farm's run, it's evolved quite a bit over the years. So it began as a collective of owners who all chipped in and did their bit. Some who worked here on site and some who were just sort of silent partners. that work in a field or working at other butterfly farms or in other locations. And over the years, people have sort of gone their separate ways, or even sadly passed away. And our owner, Clive Farrell, has slowly taken over full ownership of the butterfly farm. So it's now run and owned by Clive, and we manage it for him. So we see him usually several times throughout the year. He's fortunate enough to live down in Dorset on a brilliant estate with his own butterfly houses on his estate as well.
Oh,
so
as well.
he will sort of act as well as being our owners. They have teams down there that produce butterflies and chrysalis for us, so they will send us their excess when they can, as well as us having farms all around the world. And I guess the one reason, aside from being a visitor attraction and to bring people in and to educate the public, we also are here to import and export butterfly pupae for other butterfly houses around the world and the UK. So if you go anywhere that's got tropical butterflies, the chances are they've started out here. So we have farms in Central and South America, Africa, Asia, all over the place that breed the butterflies for us, because although we are quite a large butterfly house and attraction, to breed that number of butterflies we need on a weekly basis would just be impossible to do here, without lots and lots of plants and off-show greenhouses, which we do have, but just nowhere near on the scale that we would require it. So we could, before Brexit happened, and that changed the way we run a little bit, we would have been bringing in something along the lines of 20,000 butterfly pupa a week into the butterfly farm, all from the farms around the world. They'd be brought in, counted, health checked, unpacked, and then repackaged for all the butterfly houses around the world that order from us. And then everything that's left over from that process goes into the butterfly farm here. We'll be breeding some butterflies ourselves. We've got a really great team now of horticulturalists and then animal keepers who kind of work side by side. Yeah. So the horticulture team have quite a different job to your typical botanists, in that everything they're producing, they have to have in mind, are they going to be good food plants for the caterpillars, or are they producing nectar for the butterflies to feed on? Or are they here just because they're an interesting plant, or just to sort of look nice?
It's like the 90% of the plants in here just specifically for the butterflies.
Not necessarily. I don't know what the split is, but we're adding more and more butterfly food plants all the time, because it's quite particular which plants you require for each butterfly species. It's not sort of one plant fits all. So each species will be. Some will be more fussy than others, so some might just specialise on one plant. Some may take several families of plants.
So you've got to cater for
so we've got to try and cater for as much as we possibly can, which they do a very, very good job of, and we're constantly sort of dripping in new species all the time.
Speaking of dripping,
I know it is very, very warm in here
very
today.
humid.
When it does get too warm, we have to kind of try and find a nice balance, because it can get too hot. So the whole place is specially designed around that. So in the summer, like today, it's a glass house, it's going to get really hot. So
pretty much
sometimes
to be expected.
Up and above 35 degrees. But what we want it between sort of 26 and 30 is a good sweet spot for the butterflies. So when it's warm like this, we've got special roof vents that we can actually open up the roof, which I'll do shortly. If it doesn't happen in the next 5 minutes or so, it's starting to get a bit too warm in here. We'll open them up. There you go. So you can hear it kicking in the background, starting to open up.
I don't know if you'll hear that on camera, but you can hear all the windows, roof windows, opening.
So they'll open up. The temperature will drop a bit, and if it drops too low, then they shut back down, and it's a constant sort of cycle, and trying to keep it just right for everything in here.
I've put the tripod literally just in the way of everybody, so
it's all right. Hang on a minute.
Give us 1 second.
Is it going?
So it's quite a good little area here. It is a high traffic area, but we've kind of specifically put our emerging cage here, knowing that this is a good area where people can kind of stop and have a look at the butterflies emerging. So everything you see in here is all glued by us. So this is all the stuff that's left over
did
from
wonder.
the import-export. Anything that breeds here on its own of its own accord, we just leave them to it. And if they pupate in amongst the flowers and trees, that's brilliant. They'll just do their own thing and hatch when they're ready. If they hatch, great. And if they don't, we just let nature take its course.
With the farms all across the world, and now yourselves obviously produce it, is that just limiting like the wild caught now?
No,
Or
so
do
it's
you
really quite clever how they do it. They will, they're almost cared for and managed areas of rainforest. So where they are, they're deliberately
specifically for-
overplanting host plants of the butterflies to boost and maximise, because in the wild
that's brilliant.
the butterflies are already limited by the number of available plants for the caterpillars to feed on. Obviously there are millions of the plants and there are millions of the butterflies constantly competing as well, and that's where you get things like some of our poisonous species evolve in a sort of arms race with the plants. So the plants are trying to become more poisonous so they can't be eaten by things, and then the butterflies are evolving to be able to eat them. And that's the same with all the species.
Is there any well-known
management?
poisonous species of plant that we would probably commonly know, which the butterflies utilise and feed on?
One of our main ones is Asclepias, which is a milkweed. So that's quite a famous one for the monarch butterflies, which have the really famous migrations from Mexico through to Canada and then back again the following season. And that's quite a poisonous plant.
How do, just coming back, just going off the poisonous topic a little bit, how does a butterfly go from like Canada all the way to Mexico being such a fragile creature?
So the way it works is they start off in Mexico, where they've had a sort of winter, like a hibernation as such, and then when the time's right, they start to fly north until they reach the first batch of food plants. They'll breed and lay their eggs on those food plants. The caterpillars then decimate all the plants and completely demolish huge areas. I'll hang on until our automated message shuts up.
To enjoy your visit. When your visit is up, please exit through the gift shop. Thank you for your cooperation.
So, as they eat and demolish all the food plants, those caterpillars grow and then go off and pupate. Those butterflies will then come to the end of their life cycle. The new chrysalis then emerge, and those fresh butterflies then fly north to the next batch of food plants. That keeps happening, so you'll get several generations making their way north, and then when it's where the real fascination occurs is when they reach that final resting place in sort of southern parts of Canada. They finish feeding on those plants, and those new butterflies then save up all their fat reserves and basically feed and get as much energy as they can. And they're the ones that then do the migration where they fly all the way back south to the original resting ground of the original ones that flew north in the first place, and starts the whole process again. That is somewhat of a mystery, how on earth they know to make that journey all the way back.
Unless the butterflies are literally moving to where food is, maybe.
Yes.
But then they still have to navigate.
And they still have to know to come all the way back and then rest and hibernate through the cooler months before they then set off again to lay the first batch of eggs for the next year.
Gets you thinking to how they can navigate that.
Really bizarre.
Those kinds of distances.
Yeah, but you sorry, because I went off on a bit of a tangent there, but in terms of the actual, they're like farms around the world breeding them and doing it sustainably. They have these like areas of protected forest where they're overproducing these plants so they can produce more butterflies than you typically would, and then they'll harvest what we need, and everything that's left over can then hatch and add back to the population. Some of those areas they'll physically protect them from predators as well, so that maximises again what grows and what doesn't. So in the wild, lots of them would be eaten, things like spiders and birds and and lizards and all sorts would be taking the caterpillars or even the eggs, eaten by ants and other predatory insects. And then some places will physically sort of protect areas, like have netted. Obviously, we won't have a greenhouse like this because they don't need that. They've got all the natural conditions already are required, but they'll set up small netted areas to protect their sort of yield. and they'll all have their own remits from their governments that things they're allowed to do and aren't allowed to do, and they'll have to apply for things like permits to collect wild specimens if they're doing it that way, and they have to collect some wild adults, release them into their netted area to lay on the plants, and then release those butterflies again. So it's really doing. It really isn't as simple as buy an area of land and yoink as many butterflies as they like. It's much more managed than that, and in some cases it supports whole communities. So none of the people that we employ, all of the people that we employ are villagers and people from those areas. So it really supports they're like humanitarian projects as well. Those villages are making extra income because they're the ones that are doing that, and it's usually on the side of their typical, like whether they're farming or farming livestock or crops or whatever it is they're doing, the butterflies is all on top as well, so it's really an extra income for that area, and it really does help. Things like, you could look at the Kipapeo project in Kenya, and that's a real big humanitarian project that we support, that supplies with butterflies.
And again, all the locals are getting paid to support,
to do that.
They've got jobs being able to support not only
and
their local economy but their own families as well,
because they need the forest to thrive in order for the butterflies to be able to reproduce and thrive. They're not chopping it down for agriculture or for
palm oil or something.
Exactly, so it does really help to protect those areas indirectly through having to produce the butterflies. So following on from before, all the butterflies that you see in our emerging case are chrysalis that have been glued so that they can stand the best chance of hatching in the right environments. This is kept really humid. In the winter, it can be heated by greenhouse tube heaters underneath. There's a little grill in here that you can't see, but above the grill sits a layer of capillary matting, which is kept really wet, so it's almost like a carpet. So we can pull that out, we can clean it easily, soak it, pop it back in, and that keeps it really humid throughout the day, and gives them the best chance of emerging. So whenever we do our emerging cage checks, we are looking to remove all the freshly emerged butterflies whose wings are either almost ready or completely ready to start flying, and also check for the health of the butterfly chrysalis as well. So we're looking through all the chrysalis every day, at least 2 or 3 times, to check for signs of disease, parasites, funguses, any infection markers, anything like that we're looking for, because like any animal, while most of them are very, very healthy and thrive in here, you are going to get some that don't make it, and that's just part of the natural order of things. But we want to make sure that the percentages of the ones that hatch well are as high as possible. So for us, we're going to have an ever so slightly higher occurrence of things that you wouldn't want to see, and the reason for that is that when we go through and we check our butterfly chrysalis that have been imported each week, we are checking and removing any that we send to our customers. We want to make sure they get the absolute best ones, and we're left with everything that's left over. Now, if we can see straight away that something has a disease or a parasite or a fungus, we're going to remove that and it's disposed of straight away. But some of these things can look perfect 1 minute, and over a period of time, while they're in there developing over a period of weeks, things can change from one day to the next. So we've got to constantly be looking out for these things. And as we go, we also try our best. It can be hard at times when it's so full of emerged butterflies, but we're also trying to keep a record and a log of what's hatched well, what hasn't, so that we can look back and say something's not quite right there. If we're having a day where we're noticing more butterflies are getting stuck when they're emerging, we can then look at the conditions and say that can be an indicator that they need to be a bit wetter or a bit drier, or temperatures might need looking at, and it just helps to have a really good feel for that.
Oh, there's 2 coming.
Watch Dad's phone, you'll see it there.
You can see that was pretty quick, literally just a few seconds to drop the wings out there. And then he'll just have to pull his head and his proboscis free. And then he's good to go after that. He can just pump his wings up.
You can't. Mum, well, let's go and walk again. Standing still.
Well done, everyone. So we're going to open up, and my aim is to try, some of these butterflies are actually ready to fly already, which is not ideal. Really, we want to try and catch them before that point. But sometimes with so many butterflies emerging, it's quite tricky to do that. And you've got some that are ready to shoot off. So my tricky task now is letting them out whilst also keeping somewhat of a mental record, or quickly ticking them off as I go along. A liner and so we're recording what's hatched well, and looking out for any that haven't hatched well as well, because this gives us an idea of whether things are working as we would like them to be. So the tricky thing also is trying to decipher our other people's handwriting on here. Doesn't always help, but we've got lots of cracker butterflies emerging, these lovely grey crackers. And as we're bringing them out, we're gently pinning the wings together so they don't wriggle and damage the wings, just to carefully lift them. This is the only time we touch the butterflies, is moving them from the emerging case out into the flight area. So that was 1, 2, 3. Try and do it species by species. It does make it slightly easier than going backwards and forwards. That's 4. Yeah, and fly away. Oh. 5, 6. In a few new ones. We'll save the rest of that till later, and I can show you that when we're looking in at a glance straight away, we can kind of tell which butterflies or which chrysalis are close to emerging, which ones are still a way off, and also, if you really know what you're looking at, which ones are showing signs of being unwell. And if that's the case, we want to remove those as quickly as possible, because it'll reduce the chances of anything spreading to the others. Now, these have already been heavily health checked as it is, so the large majority of problems tend to just be that the butterfly hasn't survived, which is normal. They produce hundreds and hundreds of eggs and caterpillars. Only some of those caterpillars will make it to pupation, and then only some of those pupa will make it all the way through to being a butterfly, because there are plenty of things that can go wrong, to the point where some of them can even be perfect right up until the last minute, and if they don't emerge from that chrysalis properly and the wings get even slightly stuck, then they emerge with uneven wings, which means they can't survive, because they need to be able to be symmetrical enough to fly around, get to their food, avoid predators. And although we don't have predators as such in the butterfly house, you do still get things like pest insects, things that are, or invertebrates, spiders, ants, and other things that can be a bit of a nuisance. And we forever are going around removing cobwebs and looking out for these problem species, but it's difficult to combat them, because anything that we would use to tackle pests would also kill the butterflies. So it is a bit of a losing battle, and you just have to keep on top of it as best as possible. Sorry, this healthy pupa varies from one species to another what you're looking for, which adds an extra element of trickiness. It can be quite difficult to explain. So for most species, we get to know what's normal by dealing with them week in, week out, and hundreds of them at a time. So we kind of learn what we're looking at, and then it becomes very apparent very quickly to us if something is different. And if something's different, it usually means something's going wrong. So like here we've got the Papilio rumenzosia, or the scarlet swallowtail chrysalis, which looks really healthy. It's wriggling. You can see when I touch it there, it's got a bit of movement and a bit of give to it. So as I manipulate it slightly one way, it immediately flexes back into position, which is great. We're looking at these little segments here in between. These are the abdominal segments of the butterfly starting to develop. So even when we look at the chrysalis, you can see the abdomen, and then the thorax is in the center, and then the head is developing at the bottom of the chrysalis here. And if these segments start to go very black in color or very orange, that's a bad indicator. These ones are nice and green, or even like a clearish looking color, which is great. That's what we want to see. Here we've got some that have just emerged, and these are just the shells, so we'll be removing these. These are just the leftover skins from the butterfly hatching. And here, unfortunately, we have one that has developed all the way through, and then you can see that it's sort of started trying to emerge, but it's gone really black and doesn't look to me like it's making it. Now when I move that, he's wriggling a little bit, so I'll give him a chance. It might fine, I'll come back to him in 10-15 minutes time and he's emerged, But
Fingers
if
crossed.
they don't manage to do that straight away, once that butterfly is ready, if it doesn't break the chrysalis and get out and pumped up fast, it can be game over for them. It is that fine a sort of deadline for them in terms of emerging properly. So, just glancing through to see if I can see any other examples for you of things we're looking for. So like with this species here, we've got a really black chrysalis in here, but for this species, the Papilio palinurus, or the emerald swallowtail, that is actually just a really close pupa. So that one's going to hatch probably today.
Oh, so that's completely fine.
So yeah, so some of them, this one's quite dark as well, that's another one that's close to hatching. And as long as it doesn't look like that tomorrow, if it's still there tomorrow, then it's probably just not made it and hasn't managed to break open the chrysalis in time. But we'll always give them as much of a chance as we can before we remove them. Yeah, lots of different chrysalis and species to learn, and each chrysalis has its own characteristics that you're looking at. Some of them look like seeds from a tree, some look like dried leaves. We've got the owl butterfly at the back there. Its pupa hides in amongst the crispy banana leaves that it lives on, and then all the way to something like the titherias, the tiger longwings, which look like actual pieces of like gold or jewellery, very, very shiny. So these are a very poisonous species, so they develop these warning colorations to deter predators.
That's incredible.
All kind of stuff. And there you have it. So I won't. I mean, if I stand here and do this and show you the whole lot, it'll take me all morning. But that hopefully gives you a bit of an idea of what we're looking for, and some of the things that we have to do here as our sort of daily maintenance of checking, releasing all the new butterflies, making sure everything's really healthy, and then this time next week they'll be gluing the next batch. So while most of these will, this is a batch from 2 weeks ago, so they'll move up. These guys will move up a slot, and then all the new butterflies will go in at the bottom, so we can easily keep track of which butterflies are coming and going, and how long they've been in the emerging case as well. Some species will emerge faster than others, but you're looking usually between about 1 and 2 weeks after they arrive here, they'll be emerging. So that gives us time to glue them, let the glue dry, get them into the emerging case, get the conditions just right, and then they're ready to emerge and join the rest of the display here at the Butterfly Farm for our visitors to see.
Awesome.
No worries.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome, no problem. Thanks.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted, you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test, I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you, I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you, I knew this. When I'm with you, I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want.
Hopefully now, in here will be maybe or hopefully a couple of things that we keep at home. Maybe some of the spiders, maybe. I don't actually know. We did come here last year, but it's been a year. I'm old and I forgot what's here. So let's go and check out Mini Beast Metropolis. And it is so much cooler in here. In fact, we'll start off over here with the leaf cotton colony. So I don't know if that's connected to the one that's actually outside. Judging by that rope going up to here and then a whole way around in here. So the leaf cutters get to traverse all that rope to where that gentleman is over there in the main colony. So I think there's actually 2 colonies of leaf cutter ants in here, which is absolutely insane. And we just go up to the ceiling and look, it's a scene literally straight from the jungle, straight from those documentaries I used to watch as a child, and now they're right in front of me in Stratford. Poison dart frogs, which they've got quite a few of them in the actual centre. Free range again, apart from in this enclosure obviously, but the ones that are outside, in with the butterflies, Mark was saying some of those will actually get bred or are breeding, and the offspring's going off to Kew Gardens, which is pretty cool. Now look at the size of that leaf cutter nest. So that will literally stretch from that back far corner all the way down to here. So I would have thought give it another 6 months and they might have to upgrade the size of that again. Hermit crabs, if they can see them in there. The hermits are all actually hiding. Jungle nymphs are in this one. Let me know if you can spot them. You should be able to. They are massive. But look, this is when we talk about humidity in our hobby. Look at the glass. Now that's the humidity of the actual jungles where these places come from. So if you do keep the jungle nymphs or H. dilata, that is the kind of humidity that we're looking at to try and achieve in our own enclosures at home. Giant hooded cattiads as well. Now these are masters of camouflage. So let me just see. Oh, there's one that's easy to find just there. There's actually another one there as well. So they are absolutely huge. You get a wingspan of up to 25 centimetres. Prickly insects, stick insects in this one, look. Just about see them, and again, it's easier to look through this glass without having a camera there, because what happens is the humidity messes up with the camera, unfortunately. But we'll carry on. Red-kneed tarantula. Now we're getting to what a lot of us kind of keep, and no doubt the smithy is just up there inside that hole there, that burrow. Just about see the legs. Absolutely awesome stuff. Horsehead grasshoppers. Again, I mean, I've had these in the past. These are awesome. Literally see that horsehead shape across the head. I always wondered why they called them a horsehead and not like an alien one, because they're more alien looking. And now we'll go into what's called the rainforest realm. So, we have axolotls. I wonder if Noah's seen these. But they are nocturnal. They do like hiding, but I can just about see one down there somewhere. Let's try again. Ah, there you go. Just about made the body out. It is hiding literally right at the back. And then we also have the South American tropical river fish all across in here. This is an absolute stunning fish tank. Look at that. And over here, golden orb weavers. Where are they? Can't see them. Must be hiding really well inside there. I can see the webbing at the back. Can't actually see the spot. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Again, we've kept 2 different species of golden orb weaver, emerald tree boa in this one. There he is. Absolutely beautiful. I'll just take you back to the other enclosures which we previously missed, which are brand new to the actual exhibit, which is the they've got vampire cubs in there as well. Sumatran pit viper. So we've got the Sumatran tree spider, and now we've got the pit viper as well, which is just there. It's got the colours and the markings, which definitely says leave me alone. And that's where they are from originally, the Asian rainforest, and there's also vampire crabs inside there as well. And we'll have a look at the rhinoceros rat snake. She's looking absolutely beautiful. And then we're coming back round to the green ballast. Just there. Look at that, looking absolutely awesome. Beautiful. And then we have spectacled caiman, which is just here. Whoa. The size of that.
Oh, let's get a picture of that. Stand there. Zai, look at me. You can't make a say, it's good.
So that was the Butterfly Farm in Stratford. I'm just walking around the grounds at the moment. It did get quite warm in there, but once those vents on the roofs were opened, it did cool down a little bit, as well as. Now, what they do is around 2:30 most days, they do like an experience where you can go and do like maybe bug feeding or insect handling and stuff like that. So when you do get here, please ask them about that. It's usually around 2:30 each day. The opening times, now in the winter, they shut at 5 o'clock. Throughout the summer, they're open a little bit later. But again, check their Facebook page or indeed their website, and I'll drop those links down into the description as always. But now I'm going to go enjoy the rest of the time off work we've got, and we're going to go over into Stratford itself, go and have a look around, maybe go check out the boats that are on the river and all the other stuff. And what I shall do is I'll video that, but put a little bit of music over it, just take you around Stratford and show you it. So I'm going to say goodbye now. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, we shall see you again on the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey as you fade away, as you fade away. As you fade away. Try to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work like got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Boom! So that was the Butterfly Farm, followed by a little bit of Stratford as well. We did take a boat ride and it was really nice, apart from both boys decided to have a meltdown on the boat. They are autistic and high functioning ADHD, but luckily the people on the boat and the crew were really sympathetic, so they didn't make a big deal or fuss out of it. They just left us to it, which was really, really thankful to you guys. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button, and as always, we shall see you again on the next one.